Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energy check-in. We will not be having an in-depth Sacred Union energy update on YouTube this week just because I have been incredibly busy fulfilling shipments and client readings. So thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I hope that you're enjoying these check-ins. We will be back either this weekend or next week with a more in-depth Ascension energy update, a Sacred Union energy update, and Patreon subscribers, I will have a pick-a-pile for you somewhere in the next few days as well. So thank you guys for hanging in there with me. So we're going to do a quick update and check-in on what is going on between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. This is pulling back from really the Ascension energy, even though this is all about Ascension, it's all about evolution and soul growth, to really look at the connection as a whole, what's going on with these counterparts between the two of them. So I'm going to start up here. We have the Ace of Swords and we have Justice. And I'm going to read these two for you guys. It says, the Ace of Swords, clear, expressive, or truthful communication is manifesting a new phase of your journey in love. Keep an open mind and heart to ensure success. We also have the Justice card. Where there was once harmony, you're ready to balance the scales of your partnership, speak your truth, and bring justice to your connection. So as we've been channeling for the past several days, weeks, there has been a new phase that is starting between these two counterparts. You yourself are going through a leveling up. You're taking this quantum leap in your ascension journey, starting a new phase of your ascension journey. But for these divine counterparts together, you're doing this together. And this really feels like more communications coming in, more vulnerability, more intimacy with another, because the connection, the energy between you two is balancing out. This is due to the work that you've done in your inner world that is balancing out the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within you, all the healing work you've done, all the clearing of the distortions, shifting your perspectives, shifting your mindsets. So this is really all about, because of the energy is shifting within you, it's allowing you and your divine partnership or your divine partner to come together, bring balance and really a sense of justice to this connection, a leveling up in this connection, a new beginning with truthful communication, clear, honest communication, vulnerable communication, and I'm also hearing emotional communication. So a lot of communication, a lot of just clarity coming, a lot of vulnerability, intimacy, recognition of the connection, a deepening of this connection. So really beautiful energies here between you guys. And I want to say, as I was pulling these cards, this entire spread is like this new beginning energy. And I want to take a look at these cards for a second here. This is a new deck that I received. It's the Brady Tarot. I love indie decks. And it's a little bit darker. I'm using that, pairing that with the Wild Unknown Tarot for the Divine Feminines. It's a little bit darker, and I took notice of that. And what I heard from Spirit is that, yes, but the Divine Masculine is coming out of that darkness. This is that the eye-opening is what I'm getting, the clarity that they're receiving, especially about themselves. So this is a really, really beautiful energy coming out of that sense of darkness. If they felt like their life was lived in darkness, if they felt like even though they hold such passion and such magic and such love within themselves, a lot of divine masculines were really weighed down by the material plane, by lower vibrations, by beliefs. They were really in some stuck and stagnant energy. Even though they held all that magic and power, divinity, and love within them, it was really suppressed. And that has been rising, especially lately. And what's happening is they're coming out of that so-called darkness because they've done the work themselves. So really beautiful energy. And we're going to start with the Divine Masculine today. We have, for the current energies, we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Seven of Roots, which in this deck is the Seven of Pentacles. And you see that they have keywords there. It says growth, which is gorgeous for the Divine Masculine. And we have the Daughter of Feathers, which I believe is Wands. Let me just double check on that before. Yeah, Wands. Which is the Page of Wands. So I feel like with this, Wheel of Fortune energy is turning in their favor. Like, they have been through the darkness, and now it's like the wheel is turning. That stagnant energy is no longer. They have been planting the seeds. They have been going through growth cycles. For a lot of them, they had been going through some dark nights of the soul, but I really feel like that was planting a new foundation for themselves. On the Sacred Union Energy updates for the past year or so, we've been talking about, actually more than that, longer than that, since the very beginning, we've been talking about how that tower had to crumble for the Divine Masculine. What they thought was stable wasn't actually stable. It was built on false beliefs, old perspectives of themselves, about the world. It was built on expectations or obligations or lack of worth, of relationships that just weren't serving them, that just were negative to them. But they had built this foundation for themselves that wasn't built on love. It wasn't built on truth. It wasn't built on just divinity. And what I'm hearing is connection to me, connection to source. I'm hearing God say, source say, the universe, whatever it is that you want to call that divine power. It wasn't built on a connection to source. It wasn't built on a connection to their very soul. And so that tower had to crumble, and a lot of them experienced that as a crumbling in their physical plane. Finances, jobs, home life shifting, family shifting, relationship shifting. It was a crumbling because that tower had to crumble so that they could build a new foundation on divine love. And that's what they've been doing, not just divine love with their counterpart, with their divine feminine, but divine love for themselves as well. So this is what they've been going through. They've been going through massive transformation, massive soul growth, planting those seeds in the physical plane in order to continue to grow and rebuild their life in some way, balancing out their life in some way is what I'm hearing. And what that's leading to is just this taking flight. You see that bird there? Taking flight. It's the Page of Wands, which is enthusiasm. It's inspired action, wanting to take inspired action, feeling very creative for their life, feeling very just ready. That's the energy I've been getting for this whole spread. It's just, I'm ready. And that's what this feels like. So let's go over to the Divine Feminine. We have the, the Nine of, I can't see through my camera, the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and look at how you're mirroring each other. And this mirroring is coming up in a couple of places here in the spread. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the World. And I further clarify the World because this really feels like a cycle has ended. Some difficult times have ended. Divine Feminine is stepping back into her power. She is stepping back into her place of feeling independent, feeling very stable, feeling very balanced within herself, feeling very certain of her place in the world is what I'm also hearing. And so with that, that's what's moving the wheel forward as well. Just like for Divine Masculine, they have been spinning their webs, creating for themselves internally, and that is having a place externally. The same is happening for the Divine Feminine, where there was a cycle that was completed. Now she's ready to level up in her journey because of that balance and stability within herself. And so when I clarified this and I asked, okay, what is ending? What cycle ended for the Divine Feminine? It was the Seven of Wands, that energy of guardedness that we had been picking up on for the past few weeks. A lot of Divine Feminines going through a massive purge, a massive release of a lot of old energy. And for a lot of these Divine Feminines, it was old beliefs, old patterns, old mindsets that were kind of cropping back up. But you were aware of this. You were saying, well, wait a minute, this feels very familiar. Why am I experiencing this again? Why am I having this thought again? Why am I doubting myself? Why am I doubting this connection? Why am I fearing the future? It was because there was more of that, what I like to call soul sludge, that was kind of lodged still in the subconscious. But in order to move into the next phase, you had to clear that completely. And that's what has happened, and that's what came about, that's what brought about this balance, that's what turned the wheel forward, and that's what completed this cycle. Okay, I just want to make mention that we're going to go into how is the Divine Masculine feeling about the Divine Feminine, how is the Divine Feminine feeling about the Divine Masculine. This is going to be a very quick, if you're watching over on IGTV and Facebook, we're going to continue this on YouTube. I have only so many minutes to do these short readings, and this is turning out to be longer than I expected when I'm channeling. So we're going to just come over here really quickly. we have the bottom of the deck for the Divine Masculines. We have the Seven of Wands. But look at the card. Look at it, what it says. It says power. And what I feel like is this is what is changing for the Divine Masculines. This is what they're moving out of. They're moving out of that power struggle, especially that power struggle within themselves. Could also be power struggle with others. And learning how to reclaim their power in their divine right. Not from egoic control, not from a place of resistance, not from that place of distortion, but from a place of recognizing their worth, recognizing their divinity. They're reclaiming their power from that divine essence. And with that, they're learning how to take control of their life in a positive way. For Divine Feminine, we have the Eight of Pentacles, and I feel like this is her hard at work, continuing to build for herself, continuing to create for herself, continuing to just weave the tapestry of her life in a beautiful, glorious way. Just working on her pentacles, working on her finances, working on her business or her career or her family, just really focused on herself, really working on, number one, surrendering to the divine, but two, taking inspired action. So it's twofold. She's learned how to release control. She's learned how to just believe in the journey, believe in this path, and just let it unfold as it is, but also learning how to balance that with divine action. So she is working on herself, focused on herself, while also letting this partnership, this sacred union unfold beautifully. All right, you guys, I don't want to start channeling for the rest of the spread here because it's, I'm going to get cut off because there's I have a cap on the time here. So follow me over on YouTube for the rest of the reading, and we'll be back next week with an in-depth reading, Sacred Union Energy Update, as well as an Ascension Energy Update over on YouTube. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, everybody, we are going to continue with the reading if you're over here on YouTube. So I'm looking at how is the Divine Masculine feeling about the Divine Feminine. We have the High Priestess, we have the Eight of Cups, we have the Tower, which also showed up in the same place in the last Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energy check-in, the mini reading that we did. And when I further clarified the Tower, I got the Fool. And so I knew that this was a new beginning that Divine Masculine is wanting to take, but I wanted to even further clarify that. And what we got was all these cards. We got the Hierophant, we got Temperance, we have the Empress, and we have the Knight of Swords, which is calling back to the Ace of Swords here. And what's really interesting about this is taking a look at this spread as a whole, there are so many major arcana, especially for the Divine Masculine. We have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the High Priestess, we have the Tower, we have the Fool. That's 4 in the main spread alone, and then we have 3 major arcana that came out in the clarifying cards. So what I'm feeling is he's looking at the Divine Feminine as a little bit mysterious, a little bit just in awe, number one, in awe of Divine Feminine, a little bit mysterious, a little bit magical. But what I'm hearing, and very wise with that owl there too, but what I was hearing when this card came out was getting closer. Where the Divine Feminine used to be so mysterious and so awe-inspiring and so just magical, it was almost like she was out of reach for the Divine Masculine. But I don't feel that energy anymore. I feel like Divine Masculine is saying, yes, I'm inspired by my Divine Feminine. She is wise and she is magical and mystical and she is empowering and she's just so mysterious and beautiful and I'm in wonder of her. But I don't feel separate from her anymore, which is beautiful. Where he was once worried that Divine Feminine was going to walk away, it's like he's reaching out and drawing her in, wanting to draw her in. He felt Divine Feminine's detachment or disconnect. A lot of Divine Feminines might have even walked away. There might have been a Tower moment in your connection. But that was because a cycle had to end so that a new one could begin, a new one that was stable, a new one that was more firmly built on that foundation of love, rather than the energy that was created, that karma that was created in the connection before. And so I feel like that created a Tower moment for the Divine Masculine where they realized, oh my goodness, I want to take this leap of faith now. I want this new beginning. I want my divine feminine. And clarifying that is the Hierophant, Temperance, Empress, and the Knight of Swords. The Hierophant feels like it's an awakening card. It's a higher level of ascension card. And I feel like they have shifted their mindset around this connection. Because they've shifted their mindset within themselves, they're able to shift their mindset around the connection. Bring some healing energy, yes, but this Temperance card also has this energy of unity. It has this sacred union energy, and I feel like that's what they're wanting. You have the High Priestess and you have the Empress here. I feel like that's what they're wanting this with their divine feminine. They're wanting to really how do I say this? They're wanting to really ground this. They're wanting to make their divine feminine their partner. The High Priestess can be kind of like that 5D energy, divine feminine, but the energy of divine feminine. The Empress is the embodiment. It can be the physical embodiment of divine feminine. Whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. It is your partner. And I feel like that's what they're doing. They're calling in union with their partner, wanting to rush in and communicate their feelings, wanting this new beginning, wanting this connection, recognition of this connection. They're wanting to come in and just bring clarity to this connection, bring clarity to you, and just communicate all of this with you. Again, communication being very important here. So to sum this up again, they have been looking at you as this just magical, beautiful creature, but you had always felt kind of out of their reach. Well, that's no longer, and it was because of whatever this Eight of Cups energy was. Whatever, I feel like this was really you, divine feminine, walking away, disconnecting, detaching, whatever this was, however this played out in your connection, whether it's energetically or physically. This created a tower moment, which was a breakthrough, a revelation for divine masculine, saying, oh my gosh, I want this new beginning. I want this connection. I want my divine feminine. I'm ready to take this leap of faith. Remember, ready being the key word here. So this helped them come out of the darkness, is what I'm hearing, level up in their ascension, because they shifted perspective around themselves, around this connection, around life as a whole, because they were moving out of old mindsets, especially mindsets around love and relationship, love and partnership. They were really leveling up within themselves, which is calling to them this desire for union, this desire for coming together. And if you guys have been on the channel with me for a while, you know that the Three of Cups has been my union card, because it's the two cups pouring into the third. Well, that's what this energy feels like for me. You see how she's kind of balancing the two cups? That's what this feels like. It feels like the merging of the energies, the blending of the energies. This is the merging of the divine masculine and the divine feminine to become one. And so with the Empress here and the Knight of Swords, wanting to really communicate this with you. So really powerful energies coming through for the divine masculine. And when we get into how they're actually feeling about you, and the action that they want to take and the messages that they have, is even further clarified. Let's go over to the divine feminine here. We have the Temperance card, which you had in the clarifying card for the divine masculine. Temperance, Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Wands here for the divine feminine. How is she thinking and feeling about the divine masculine? She's wanting to heal this connection. This is that healing energy that's coming in, which we felt here. This is more union energy for the divine masculine, but also with that healing, they want to heal this connection. They want that new beginning with a healed connection. They want harmony. They want love within the connection with their divine feminine. That is exactly how the divine feminine is feeling, especially since she has been completing this cycle, letting down that guard again, opening up her heart to her divine masculine. That's what's bringing in this new beginning in love. That's what's bringing in this action. And this actually feels a lot like the Ace of Wands. But there's action that's being taken. There's this new beginning that's being taken. There is movement that is happening here because of this healing energy. I feel like divine feminine has really healed within herself. Again, putting down those guards, putting down those barriers, putting away those doubts or false beliefs around love, where she was creating illusions or stories in her own mind, not looking through the lens of love, but looking through the ego mind, looking at the physical versus looking within her heart space. that has been healing her. And with that healing energy, it's healing the connection to bring about this just new beginning in love, because you're filling up your cup, divine masculine's filling up his cup, and now you can have this beautiful union together. Okay, so let's get to the romance angels. How are you guys feeling together about each other? We have, for divine masculine, how is he feeling towards divine feminine when it comes to romance and the connection? We have true love and we have retreat. This is the romance of a lifetime. It's time to disconnect from the world. I received 2 messages, so you might be split into 2 different camps. The first message was, yes, they're recognizing that you are their true love. They're recognizing that you are their divine feminine and that they want this new beginning with you. They want to take this leap of faith. They want to open up their heart with you, but they might be withdrawing a little bit, going into hermit mode a little bit, because they are needing to process this energy. They're needing to process how it is they're feeling. Not that they're questioning how they're feeling, not that they're doubting how they're feeling, but just needing to sit with this energy a little bit. I'm almost hearing like they want to enjoy this energy a little bit before they take action, because this revelation, this realization was almost like, oh my gosh, I'm in love. Oh my gosh, we can have this happiness. Oh my gosh, I feel so beautiful and at peace and good when I'm with my divine feminine. And they're calling me back to the last DMDF mini reading, where the energy was, you guys are abundant together. And divine masculine has been understanding that and realizing that you're better when you're together. You make each other happy, and that happiness raises each other's vibration. It's very powerful, and you bring abundance to one another. So I'll try to link that in the description box below if you guys missed it. But really abundant energy, recognizing the love, and just wanting to just kind of bask in that love for a while. So some of them might be retreating a little bit. For another segment of you, this is divine masculine recognizing the true love that is here and wanting to retreat with you, wanting to just kind of spend time alone with you to really embrace this energy, again, embracing this energy, but in a much more physical way. So this could be communication, this could be just like a date night, this could be a meetup, wanting to spend time with you alone without any interference, almost like you're getting to know each other again on a deeper level, wanting to experience this love together. So two kind of different segments there, but the same kind of energy. It's just embracing this true love, embracing the love that you have for each other, recognizing that and wanting to spend time together. Okay, divine feminine, you are feeling hopeful again. You're feeling optimistic about your connection again. That's part of what you were releasing, any doubt, any fears, any confusion about this connection. And now you're back to just feeling like, I'm in love with my divine masculine. And I know that love has always been here. I was just kind of, I had interference, or I had illusions that were cropping up. I had false beliefs that were cropping up again that needed to be cleared. I was guarding myself, protecting myself again out of fear. But when I stepped into my heart space, I know the love that was there, and you're feeling very hopeful again. You're feeling very just loving again, and you're recognizing that you are manifesting this, that both of you are manifesting this, because you can't manifest singularly. This is, you both have free will, but this is you guys coming into that sacred union, doing this together because you are one. And so you're feeling very hopeful again. You're feeling very optimistic again. And you're just, this has an energy of just letting it happen when it happens. You know that it's manifesting. You're not worried. And it's even manifesting soon, but still you're not worried. You're just like, I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on just the love that I have for my masculine, on the faith and the knowing that this is coming into fruition, and I'm not going to worry. So this is a beautiful energy that divine feminine has stepped into or is stepping into now. And if you haven't been feeling this, if you're going through a purge or you are experiencing some difficulties in your connection, allow yourself just to step back, look through the lens of love again, focus on the love, bring it back to the love, because that is what matters in these connections. Okay, Action that divine masculine wants to take. You guys, I laughed when this came out. Like, laughed in a good way, like giggled. Because we got kisses. And that surprised me. And what was so interesting is we've been getting really positive cards for divine masculine as far as what action they want to take. I think the last one was passion, but the one before that I think was like Cupid's arrow. So this was really interesting because there's a lot of sexual energy between you two as well, between divine masculine, divine feminine as well. And it's funny because the last mini reading was passion, and I feel like that is being transformed into wanting to actually come forward physically and like I said with the Empress here, kind of ground this in the physical. For some of you, it will be a higher level of communication. For some, it will be a higher level of engagement, commitment. For some of you, it will be a higher level of emotional intimacy, and for some, a higher level of physical intimacy. But this is what divine masculine wants to do. Whether or not they actually do it, that remains to be seen. We're picking up on current energies, but this is the action that they want to take. They want the kisses, they want the affection, they want the love, and I'm hearing they want to display that love to you. They want to actually show that love to you, to be unconditionally loving towards you. And they're bringing me back to the justice to balance out the scales, to really let you know how much that love is reciprocated for you, divine feminine. Really beautiful. And they're just pointing me to falling in love. Absolutely, that's exactly what this feels like. And it's just like, I feel like I have hearts in my eyes, you know, like those cartoon hearts, because that's exactly what this feels like for divine masculines. Divine feminines, you too, you've been there. You might have pulled back from that energy because there was a lot of stuff coming up, especially in the physical world, that you were focused on as far as your connection, as far as looking at the lack versus looking at the love. But this is how you've always felt towards your divine masculine, and I feel like that's where divine masculine is really rising and coming into, just that the energy of, oh my gosh, I'm in love. This is my person. I'm loving divine feminine. So that's, wow. I feel like I'm blushing a little bit. Okay, moving over to divine feminine. How is divine feminine feeling towards divine masculine? What action does she want to take? She's mirroring this. She wants that intimacy, that vulnerability, and it's about sacred sexuality. It's about that coming together. It's about that connection, that soul connection. It's not about the physical, it's about the sacred. But with the seduction card here, she's mirroring that passion and that sacral chakra energy here. So it just feels like that loving energy back. I'm ignoring the words at the bottom because they're just pointing me to the word seduction. And it's like that passion, that seduction, that sexual energy. But again, it's sacred. It's not just like lust. It's not just physical. It is that love, that sacral chakra energy that she's really feeling, mirroring each other here. Okay, let's get to messages. Yeah, how does divine masculine, what does he want to say to divine feminine? We have, my heart is on fire for you. We have, please don't give up on us now, and I want to begin again. My heart is on fire for you. Yes, that's that passion. That is that sexual energy. That's that sacral chakra energy, that fire that you're feeling towards each other. Divine masculine, getting ready, wanting this, feeling this. I'm hearing with the wholeness, like every atom of their body feeling this. They're saying, please don't give up on us. Please don't give up on me. I want to begin again. I'm ready to take that leap of faith. I'm ready to almost like jumpstart this connection again, level up, bring this to balance, bring this to harmony. Wanting this new phase with you, because where they were holding back, they don't want to hold back their love anymore. Divine feminine, I'll bring you the stars. This is her wanting to give divine masculine the world, and she's always felt this way. She did have to learn boundaries. She did have to learn that part of the distortion with the distorted feminine was overgiving energy. So she did have to learn how to have boundaries, but she truly does want to give divine masculine the world. And we also have, my romantic feelings are growing for you. So she's back in that Ace of Cups energy, back in that energy of love versus that guarded energy. That's the cycle that had completed or is completing now for you, depending on where you are in your journey. So, and if you are letting go and releasing, know that this is what's to come. So, you're exactly where you're meant to be. You don't have to rush anything. You can shift the energy at any time. That's within your power. But know that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Have no worries on your journey. Okay, decided to pull some guidance for Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. For Divine Masculine, we have rest that came out first, and then we have remember your worth. And this rest was, yes, there's a lot that they are processing at this time, especially around the higher heart. They have been activating that higher heart, so there's a lot that they've been needing to process and integrate and anchor in and ground into the physical plane, into their physical bodies, especially as they're getting more light codes, more downloads. Again, more higher heart activations, emotions are rising, so they're being called to rest even more, to integrate. And part of that is remembering their worth, remembering their value, remembering the love of themselves, and their connection to themselves, their connection to source energy, as we were talking about in the beginning of the reading. So really, their message is to, rest when needing to rest, because Divine Masculine is processing a lot, especially around their own self-worth. Divine Feminine, coming over here, you have love your story or create a new one, and this is your breakthrough. And exactly, you have the power to manifest your own reality. You have the power to shift the energy in any direction, and especially with leaving behind old beliefs around love. If you are not seeing, if there's a belief that you're holding that it just doesn't serve you anymore, that just doesn't feel good anymore, especially around love, if you're not loving your story, you have the power to create a new one by shifting your belief, by shifting your mindset around love. This is your breakthrough, especially when it came to boundaries for you, Divine Feminine, knowing what you deserve, knowing your worth, knowing your value. And that value and that worth comes from within and nothing else. It comes from who you are. It comes from your essence. It comes from your soul. You are loved because you are love. You're realizing that. Divine Masculine is realizing that. That is the breakthrough. That is how you are manifesting this new phase, this new cycle. But you have the power to shift the energy within yourself and within your life. So remember that. Don't forget that. That's part of your guidance. You are breaking through. You are breaking through to the new level of your life and of this ascension journey, and you're recognizing your divinity and your power. So don't ever forget that. All right, you guys, that is going to be it for today's reading. It was a little bit of a longer one. There was a lot that was coming through here. So I am sending you all so much love, so much light, and we'll be back next week with some more in-depth Sacred Union energy updates. Talk to you soon. Bye.